The gym, where flirtatious strangers in skin-tight outfits circled Jin like sharks. Watching one such girl cling to him, Jia's jealousy ignited. After eating piles of junk food and still not gaining any weight, Jia looked at herself in the mirror and thought smugly, maybe I have the body of a gym trainer. When Jin came home from the office, she was already sipping a green vegetable smoothie. She dramatically asked, can you make me another one? Jin blinked in confusion. Drinking smoothies that fast isn't a good idea, he said, raising an eyebrow. Wait, are you trying to teach me about working out now? Jia nodded confidently. Exactly. You're a gym freak who loves working out and coaching others. So I figured, I'll just tag along. Suddenly, Jin grabbed her hand with a grin. That's a great idea. Caught off guard, Jia flinched. Her overconfidence crumbled as she struggled to process what just happened. Why did he grab my hand like that? She thought, panicking inside. Jin, still smiling, added, at your age, working out isn't a choice. It's a must. So when do we start? Today or tomorrow? Now drenched in cold sweat, Jia wanted nothing more than to escape. Why is this punk so serious about it? She wondered. Maybe tomorrow? Jin tilted his head. Same gym as me? Or do you want to pick another? It hit her. In her excitement, she'd forgotten who she was dealing with. Jin Minshall, the man who eats chicken breast even on holidays and squeezes in gym time despite a killer office schedule. The next day at the gym, after just a few sets, Jia was lying flat on the floor, utterly drained. Her soul felt like it had left her body. Jin stood over her, still full of energy. Come on, we've got legs next. Jia looked up at him with wide, betrayed eyes. Legs? We're not done? 5 sets, 10 reps each, Jin announced cheerfully. I'm done, she cried. Nope, 1 more set. But you said that was the last one. You heard wrong. 1 more to go, Jin said, completely unfazed. Jia trembled but forced herself through the lunges. Count properly next time, she muttered between gasps. After the gym. Back at home, looking at the plate of salad and the infamous chicken breast smoothie Jin had prepared, Jia groaned. How does this man eat such tasteless food every single day? Her phone buzzed. Messages from Jin. Don't forget to eat your breakfast on time. And walk around a little. Lying in bed will make your body stiff. She laid her head down on the dining table and sighed. Where did I go wrong this time? This is torture. Then a thought hit her. All this effort, all this pain, it has to be worth something. I must have lost at least a pound. She rushed to weigh herself. Not a single ounce gone. She stared at the scale, completely deflated. That evening, the sky turned orange, streaked with a flaming asteroid hurtling through the sky. Jia and Jin sat together on the beach watching in silence. Did you see that? Jia gasped. That asteroid might hit the Earth. This could be our last night alive. Jin stayed quiet. Jia leaned closer. So what should we do if this is truly our final night? Jin suddenly grabbed her hand and looked into her eyes with all the intensity of a K-drama hero. Of course, we should do something meaningful. Jia's heart skipped a beat. We should work out our legs, he said with a romantic smile. What? Jia screamed, jolting awake from the nightmare. She sat in bed, huffing and drenched in sweat. What a terrible dream, she thought. But then, her muscles ached from yesterday's workout. She moaned and lay back down, clutching her legs. Her alarm rang. Images of Jin's gym orders flashed before her eyes. Let's go! 5 more reps! Salad is your best friend. No pain, no gain, Jia groaned. This isn't life. This is a gym cult. The next morning at the gym, Jin grinned as he looked at Jia. Jia, today we're trying a new exercise, he announced. If you do this for just 3 minutes a day, you'll gradually become super healthy, Jia confidently replies. New exercise? Bring it on. Jin clapped his hands. Plank. Without hesitation, Jia dropped into position, elbows on the mat, body straight as a board. With a smirk, she teased. What? You think you can wreck me in 3 minutes? Jin chuckled, adjusting his glasses. You're not falling for that one, huh? Okay then, let's start easy. 60 seconds. Get in position. Focus on your back and the tips of your feet. The first few seconds flew by, but soon Gia's face twisted with effort. The plank wasn't as innocent as it looked. Her arms trembled, her abs burned, and determination gave way to regret. If I think about all the nonsense I've survived, this should be a cakewalk, she told herself. Plank, the most popular core exercise, the art of standing still while suffering. But reality hit hard. After just under a minute, Gia collapsed onto the mat like a rag doll, gasping. Some exercises are measured in seconds for a reason, she muttered dramatically. People doing this for minutes? They're not normal humans. They're probably cyborgs. She lay there like a corpse, the cause of death, plank and exercise-induced humiliation. Meanwhile, Jin was effortlessly chest-pressing weights that made the barbell bend, nearly 300 pounds. Gia stared in disbelief. How is he lifting that? Is he even human? Just as Jin finished his set, wiping his hands and adjusting his glasses, a beautiful girl in sleek gym wear approached him. "Are you a personal trainer?" she asked sweetly. Gia narrowed her eyes, watching like a hawk. Jin casually replied, "Nope, not a trainer." "Oh, but the way you were teaching that girl," she nodded toward Gia, "with so much care, you seem like one." She tucked her hair behind her ear, eyes gleaming. "I'm new here. Mind helping me with the machines? Maybe show me some exercises." Without thinking, Jin nodded. "Sure, I'll help you." From across the gym, Gia's jaw clenched. "Help her? Really? So where do you want to start?" Jin asked politely. The girl pointed to the lat pull-down machine. "Here." Jin sat on the machine, demonstrating. "Watch my posture. Focus on your stance. Target the muscles you're working." His tone shifted, professional and patient. "Right now, think about engaging your back more than your shoulders. Hold it for a second above your collarbones." The girl giggled, impressed. "You're so kind. And polite, too." Gia fumed, gripping a dumbbell tighter than necessary, her mind half on her workout, half on them. After finishing, the girl casually placed her hand on Jin's. "I saw squats trending online. Can you show me how to do them?" Her clothes. Is she allergic to fabric? Gia thought, glaring daggers. And Jin. Can't he tell what kind of girl she is? Oblivious to Gia's growing jealousy, Jin began demonstrating squats. When squatting, your core and posture are key. Keep your chest up, engage your abs, and control your movement. Watching them, Gia grumbled to herself. "I thought Jin came here to assess me. But look at him. He started giving someone else free lessons." Her workout forgotten, she stayed locked onto them, jealousy burning brighter than the calories. While doing squats, Jin was effortlessly demonstrating the posture, his voice calm and instructional. "When you go down, your thighs should be parallel to the ground. And when you stand up, your back stays straight, never lean forward." The girl followed his movements diligently, trying to mimic his stance. But in the next moment, thud, a faint sound of something hitting the floor caught everyone's attention. Jin turned toward the source of the noise. The new girl was on the ground, sprawled out but smiling sheepishly. "I fell," she admitted, laughing at herself. "Forgive me. It's my first time doing squats. I lost my balance." She tilted her head slightly, trying to act cute. "Will you help me stand up?" Jin smiled, offering his hand. It happens to everyone the first time. At a distance, Gia watched, her expression curled into a sarcastic smile. "Look at her, acting all innocent." The girl clasped Jin's hand with both of hers, not letting go even after standing. With a playful grin, she asked, "You are totally my type. What are you doing after the gym? Want to grab coffee with me?" Gia's jaw clenched. "Okay, now this is too much." She opened her mouth, ready to call out Jin's name, but stopped herself. "What am I doing?" she thought bitterly. "Who gave me the right to interfere? We're only married on paper. No love, no real relationship. We also have an agreement to stay out of each other's personal lives. I promised, and I wouldn't cross that line." She turned away, deciding to pretend she hadn't seen anything. But then, Jin's voice rang out, loud and clear. "No, I can't go for coffee with you." Gia's feet froze. Her eyes shifted back toward them, curiosity and confusion swirling inside her. Jin gently freed his hand from the girl's grip. His gaze was steady as he spoke. I can't go for coffee with you because... He turned toward Gia, walking over and placing a firm hand on her shoulder, guiding her to stand beside him. Because I'm married. Gia's eyes widened in shock. What is he doing? In front of everyone. All around them, the gym had fallen silent. People stopped mid-rep, turning their heads to watch the unfolding scene. As they both left the gym, walking down the stairs together, only one thing looped endlessly in Gia's mind. The way Jin introduced her to everyone. Her face burned just thinking about it. As they descended, she muttered to herself, if I fall down these stairs and die right now, can humiliation be listed as cause of death? Moments ago, she was green with jealousy watching that new girl cling to him. But now, she just wanted the ground to swallow her whole. Her mind spiraled even further. What does this idiot call me in front of his office people? Wife? Spouse? Girlfriend? Mrs.? Oh God. As these ridiculous scenarios played in her mind, Jaya absent-mindedly zipped her gym jacket up and down, the nervous energy pouring out through her hands. Then, without warning, she sat down abruptly on the stairs, tugging the zipper all the way up to cover her face. Jin, noticing she wasn't beside him, turned back with concern. Hey, Gia! What happened? Are you okay? Are your legs hurting? If they're hurting, want me to carry you home? Her head snapped up, eyes wide. No, I'm fine, she blurted, her voice high and awkward. Internally, she scolded herself. Enough already, I don't want this much attention, especially not from him. But as she stood up, her eyes couldn't help but drift toward Jin. No wonder he's so popular with the girls. Tall, fit, annoyingly handsome. Unable to hold back, she blurted, Hey, Jin, does this happen to you often? Jin tilted his head, confused. What happens often? Gia hesitated for a moment, then asked, You know, like earlier in the gym, girls asking for help, pretending to be clueless about equipment, just to get close to you. Jin let out a casual chuckle. Ah, yeah, that happens a lot, actually. First, it's help with the squats. Next thing you know, they're asking me out for coffee, burgers, drinks. Gia rolled her eyes, muttering under her breath. Of course, gym flirts everywhere. Jin continued, amused. What I don't get is, they spend all that time working out just to suggest burgers and fried food after. He shrugged. Makes no sense. Gia smirked to herself. Yeah, but if someone offered you a protein shake, you'd probably marry them on the spot. Almost reading her thoughts, Jin added, Now if someone suggested a fruit salad, veggie wrap, maybe a protein shake, I'd consider it, but they never do. And after a few days, they stop showing up to the gym altogether. He sounded genuinely puzzled, like he hadn't cracked the code of his accidental popularity. Gia snorted internally. Yeah, right. You're the problem, Mr. Jin. You send girls running for their lives, you and your insane workouts. She grumbled to herself. People who don't want to work out don't last long around here. And this maniac who treats a broken elevator like a glued opportunity. Her legs trembled as they kept descending the stairs. Oh no, forget feeling relieved. My legs are shaking. This is not the time for mental peace. Her brain screamed in protest. I have to survive this torture again tomorrow. If this keeps up, I'll die. Why did I even ask him to train with me? I'm my own worst enemy. Lost in her internal breakdown, she suddenly noticed Jin smiling to himself. What's so funny? She asked, suspicion in her voice. Something good happen? Jin's expression softened, his smile surprisingly warm. Yeah, got to work out with you today. Gia blinked, momentarily stunned. Jin continued with that same ease. It's nice, you know. Working out's tough, but when you have someone with you, you feel good after. Breaking a sweat together, it's a weird kind of happiness. Gia's heart skipped for half a second. Stop. Not the time for feelings. She grimaced. I can't even bring myself to say I want to quit. I'm so weak at these moments. Defeated, she resorted to light punches against Jin's back, her frustration bubbling over. Jin turned and asks, What now? If you have a problem, use words, not fists. But Gia kept half-heartedly hitting him, her tiny rebellion, her only outlet for her grief, an inability to say no. Jin, completely unfazed, let her vent while they walked on, their bickering echoing softly through the streets. And so, their chaotic routine continued. More workouts, more unspoken feelings, more ridiculous fights.